Are you struggling with pattern brushes in Illustrator? Maybe it's time to look at this simple one. We're just going to have these triangles, follow that path around the rectangle and have these nice corners. In the end, you will notice that this is not as simple as it seems, because when the brush should have left turns as well, then we get something to think about. And we can trick the system to actually get it working something like this. Let's first start and dive into it. Hello and welcome to the Vector Garden. And this one will be about pattern brushes. Now, as you might know, you can create pattern brushes using Illustrator's pattern editing mode. But with this one here, that won't get you very far. So with this pattern here, we have to dive into the theory of pattern brushes, which is actually not very hard. You will have to create a pattern that can repeat. Now, this is easy. We've got a yellow, a green, a black and a red triangle, and they follow after each other. So what's the problem? Now, when you also want to have corners, then it needs to match in the corners as well. And as you can see here, it's always the yellow rectangle that should match. So in order to build the parts, what you need is a part like this here, and then another part that's like this here in the corner. So those would repeat. And this one here can be put to the side, and then you have another one like this. And also when there's a corner, they will wrap around nicely. In the theory, what has to happen is we have a square, and then the original path runs through that. So here we would have the path running through that, and then we would have some rectangles that can have any length, and then also here we get the path to continue. So that's the theory of pattern brushes, and then the other corner that you need continues like that and fits to that as well. That's what we need to build. So we need to construct these rectangles around our existing pattern. I've got that here. So here we've got the triangles that I want to use, and I need to take this one here and duplicate it. Exactly. I'm going to drag it with Alt and Shift press so that I'm moving it exactly horizontally. Do not move it vertically like this. It's an exact copy. Now what we need is the bounding box. Here we have that, and then we need to figure out the bottom and that as well, like this. This is now the bounding box of the thing. Let's make that in blue and with a thinner stroke. And now we need the center of that. Going into outline mode and then drag a line from the center, holding down Alt and Shift. This is the base of our construction. And then this one will continue around the corner. So I'm going to make a copy and rotate it like this and move it here. And then we can make this longer and that one longer so that we have a center here. And then what I need now, our pattern will end there. So this will be where the pattern ends. Let's just duplicate that as well to that point. And then I'm drawing another one here. And so our corner element will be inside of this square here. So now I haven't positioned that precisely. So what we need to do is just take this and move it up here. Let's go into outline mode and just move that up like this. And then we need copies of these. So I'm just going to make a copy of this one here, which should just match in here. It's outside of the other repeat. So I do not need to move it using the Shift key. I can arrange it any way I want, and then also move that one, rotate it and get it inside of that, have it match so that this corner looks just nice. It should be a little unorganized, but not too much. This is the base. But now when we want to get that on the other side as well, let's take this one here and make another copy of that. Now this needs to be in there. I'm going to first move that square like this. And we need this element here, which should be in the center of that square and which needs to be here. So, and inside of that, we would need to build the elements for that corner element. And for that, we would need to cut some of these elements. We would just need to get it to look nice. From these, I would then build that brush. And in order to do that, we would need to first make those rectangles, which are the base elements for that, and just delete what we do not need, like this. So now we can cut those yellow rectangles. So in order to do that, I'm going to first make a copy of these blue ones. Just copy them to the clipboard, and then we can make clipping masks. I'm going to make a copy of that as well, and then delete this and my clipping masks. Just pressing Command 7 and again here as well, and then make another one for this one here, just like this, and get a clipping mask. Now with these clipping masks in place, we can now use the Pathfinder panel and just use crop, and again here, use crop. So now what I need to do is paste in place the thing I have in my clipboard to have those rectangles again. And then I'm going to take this one here and move it up and use crop again. And I'm going to take this and move it down in order to not be irritated by this. And now we need these blue parts. These blue parts need to have no stroke and no fill. And then I need them to be in the background. So just arrange them, send them to back, delete these blue lines, and then we can build the brush. Let's go to the brushes panel and select this with the invisible rectangle, drag it into the brushes panel and make a pattern brush like this. And then take this one, hold down the Alt key and move it here. And then let's take this one, and this one first needs to be rotated so that it looks like this. And then again, drag it, hold down the Alt key and move it there. And now we can use this. I'm going to draw a rectangle and just apply it. And you see, there it is. And now I'm just going to draw this kind of shape. So you see the other corner works as well. Okay, great. But how would we get this brush operate in a way that this part doesn't look this messy with all the different sized triangles? We're going to discuss that question in a second part of this video, so stay tuned.